What up, family? You have to pardon me if I'm a little rambly or... Anyways, I took some pain meds for my hips. Kind of bothering me, but... I wanted to speak tonight on something that really made me think a lot. That made me sit and write some things and really think deeply. And I'm not going to say who or what or anything, because that's not necessary. It applies to everyone. Story of an 8-year-old little boy. And this isn't one of those internet things. This isn't one of those things you see and you have to share with everyone. This is someone I know on a personal level. And his mother was holding him, and he was crying, and she was heartbroken. Because at 8 years old, he was afraid he'd never have a purpose. And I started to really think, what have we done in this world, as adults, as everyday people, that a child so young would worry so deeply about something that is a very deep and meaningful thing. You know, he's a very smart young man, far smarter than most 8-year-olds I know, but at 8, he's well provided for. He has a mother and father who adore him. He's got a mother that loves him. He's got a dad that loves him. They both, you know, his father is a hard worker. He provides for him, you know, and he's a good boy, you know. And to have to think that this young man would worry so deeply about something so enmeshed, as far as, I'm not even sure I know how to explain it, but to worry that you don't have a purpose. And it really got me to thinking that we complain so much about our lives, our jobs, our love life, our everyday dealings with others in society. Here on YouTube, you see so many people that complain about this and that and the other. You know, we've got the whole thing as far as, you know, Juggalo community. People complaining about family kids and all the Juggalo stuff going on, and Twisted did this and ICP did that. And we worry and we bicker and we fight and we complain, and we complain. And to think that this is the example that we set for those around us, and for those most important, those people that are going to inherit this earth after we leave it, and that's our children. Even if you don't have children and you're an adult, this still applies, you know? And maybe you never have children, but to those coming after you, you know, they're inheriting this anger and this just malaise. I mean, just this whole sadness of our world, and it's I mean, it's not that there's not good in the world, because there's a lot of good in the world. There's an amazing amount of good in the world, but we tend to let the bad overshadow, you know? And I'm just as guilty as anybody of fucking complaining about my job, or complaining about, you know, I didn't get to see my girlfriend enough, or I didn't get to see my kids enough, or I didn't, you know, I didn't get enough money on my paycheck, or one of my friends was being an asshole because he had a bad day or she had a bad day and they were treating me wrong and I didn't do anything to them. And just all these things, you know. It's like with my pain, like I had to take a pain pill for my hip, and I even said it last night on Facebook. I was talking about how my hip hasn't been hurting, but it's as bad as it's not hurting now as bad as it has been, but when the weather changes it hurts. And I was complaining about it being achy, but you know, I tried to add, well, you know, it's getting better and that's good, but here I am complaining about such trivial things. And we've got kids who are so smart and so intelligent, especially this young man is intelligent and just an awesome kid he is. He's got to worry about his purpose and what he sees in his world around him, the people around him, the things around him, the world around him. These are kids that are now connected to the internet. They watch television. They see all these horrible things that people say to each other. And what have we done that these children would feel so afraid of, let's be honest, of the future, of what's to come? I mean, for fuck's sake, when I was 8 years old, we worried about who was going to play on whose block for that day, you know? Whose house were we going to go and hang out at? Could we go to the boys' club for a while? Was it going to be rainy that day that we wanted to play football? Was the ramp we built to jump our bikes over too high? Was it too low? Was it going to break? You know, all these things. But they were about being a kid, and now we have these young kids now that worry so much. And it's because of us. As people, as adults, all of us, you know. And he's got a great mom and a great dad who both love him and both care for him and provide for him, and they adore him, both of them. And here he is, afraid of what's to come. I can't change the world with my voice. I can't change people's way of thinking. But if one person, sorry about that, folks. If one person can take the time to try and make a change, then that will pass on to someone else. And if I can say some things that will make one person's day or even hour better, then that's a good thing. But I've also got to make sure that I'm not looking so much at the bad things in my life. I have some wonderful things in my life. My life over the past year has gotten better by leaps and bounds. I'm seeing my children more. I'm working harder to take care of myself. You know, I don't, you know, health-wise, I've been drinking water instead of soda. I don't eat candy, you know, and slowly but surely, weight fluctuates, and I go down and up, and I need to work harder on that. I need to exercise more. I need to do all these things. But what I don't need to do is complain about them. I don't need to complain that, you know, I wanted to spend time with Beth. I wanted to spend time with Beth today and her kids today. I wanted to get to visit with them, and I couldn't. And I looked at it and I said, but I did get to spend time with my kids. And that's something that I've worked on now, that I've been improving on, because I didn't take enough time for them before. I slid down a slippery slope and made some really bad decisions. But I'm trying so hard to move away from that and be better. And I'm far, 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 far away from getting to where I want to be, but it's that step that I'm taking and every step after. And I can only hope and pray that it's going to work. But I have faith. I have faith in me. I have faith in the people I love. I have faith in my children. I have faith in the woman I love so much. I have faith in the people in the people around me. And I know they're good people. You know? We've got to, like I said, I'm rambling, but it just really made me sit and think a lot about why would someone so young think so deeply and be afraid. And I truly believe it's because of the world. We're so connected to the rest of the world now. You know, we as kids, we saw what we saw in the evening news, and that was it. Nowadays, kids can see whatever they need to on the internet. And they're so much more connected to the outside world. You know, which, oddly enough, they don't play as much outside, but the point is that they're not connected to all that. And it scares them. It scares them. And it shouldn't. It truly shouldn't. I hope what I've said made sense. What have we done? And more importantly, what can we do? What can we do to change that? And I think if we start looking at the things in our lives that are good and focusing on them, and just trying to be better to our fellow man, I truly think that there's hope for that. I'm just one man, and I'm going to do my thing and try to make still what I've got. I'm going to try and even better myself more. And I hope that you can all try to do the same. I don't know what else I can say. But much, much, much family love to all of you. Peace.